Hello, good evening. Welcome back to Just Start, and it's a fantastic moment that I'm sharing with you all. It's a great delight to me to be with you. Today I thought I'll talk about the topmost 25 employability skills. Employability skills. Employability skills are those skills that make a person employable in the global job market. It is something that is very crucial, essentially an important skill set that which makes a person employable, a proper employee who's able to take care of his or her job consistently, properly, precisely, and survive the onslaught of the global job market. So this is actually a list of employability skills that I developed, and I've referred diligently and I've developed these skills, and I thought I'll share this with you. First and foremost skill is communication skill. Of course, employability without communication skill is meaningless. Employability is meaningless without communication skill. So you need to be a good communicator. Spoken, written, you should be able to read properly and also be able to listen properly. So LSRW are very important, crucial skills that are required for a good communicator, right? So communication skills tops the list. Second one is critical thinking. Critical thinking in the sense critically evaluating the assumptions, the claims that underlie any evidence, trying to take it and try to dissect it and see it from a different perspective. Questioning over questions. Critical thinking is questioning over questions, trying to see how best you arrive at a conclusion based on a thorough reading and analysis of the phenomenon that's before you. That is critical thinking. Adaptability. Adaptability is helping you to changing circumstances. The circumstances around us are changing very rapidly. In no moment, the world is undergoing a lot of changes. The economy is undergoing a lot of changes. Job market is undergoing a lot of changes. How well you adapt to this job market is something that is a question to ponder. It's a question to stop and reflect on and see how adaptable you are to the changing conditions. So you should be able to adapt to changing conditions, and you should be able to survive, if not thrive, in the job market. That is something that I want to tell you. And collaboration becomes a very important skill when it comes to machine-human interface. We are interacting with machines, we are interacting with teams, either physical or virtual. So you should have the set of skills that help you collaborate well. You should be a good collaborator to be effectively dispensing your duties. So collaboration becomes a very important skill. Creativity, of course. You should be a creative person. You should be thinking out of the box. You should be arriving at very important solutions to problems. You should be able to be unique in your contribution, creative in your contribution. It should be something that is original, that is out of the box, that is divergent in perspective. So you should be a creative thinker. Leadership. You should be able to motivate, guide, mentor, handhold people and lead them. You should be a leader, even if it's a small team. If you are a team leader, you should be able to lead them pakka. You should be able to guide them and get the things done in a very benevolent manner. That is something about leadership. Then emotional intelligence. You should be emotionally intelligent, able to manage your own emotions. That is something that you will have to learn. And in today's context, there are a lot of toxic emotions that come our way. You should be able to manage it, try and resolve it, and try and meaningfully not get upset by things, but try and manage your emotions. Not get too very emotional about it, but trying to develop some positive outcomes out of your own emotional repertoire. That is something that we have to keep in mind. And digital literacy. So how well you are digitally literate, that matters much. You should be able to use all the computer tools, the tools that help us, enhance our living and also professional personal life. You should be able to use those tools, whatever that you have come across. You should be able to literate enough to use it to your advantage. So the digital literacy is an important skill. Problem solving, of course, you should be able to solve problems that come your way. Complex problem solving becomes a very important skill. You should be able to develop solutions in the sense that you are able to find the most appropriate solution for the problems that you confront on a day-to-day basis. So you have to be a continuous learner. Continuous learning becomes a very important skill, because you have to be a lifelong learner. You can't be set fossilized in a particular skill set alone. You need to develop new skills. You need to develop further advancement of you need to advance your skills. You need to take it forward to the next level. And time management. Time management. You should be able to finish your project on time. Deadlines. You should be able to finish commitments and deadlines on time. This is something that we'll have to keep in mind. Interpersonal skills. How will you relate to your co-workers? How will you relate to your subordinates? How will you relate to your superordinates, your boss? How will you relate to the team matters much. So you need to have the proper quotient. Interpersonal relationships you should be able to manage. You can't be too very easy on it. You should be very consciously putting yourself to manage a meaningful interpersonal relationship. Resilience. Come what may, you should be able to bounce back. So resilience is very important given the situation, today's context, the changing phase of the economy, the changing phase of the world, the rapid changes, conflicts, geopolitical conflicts, all that has an impact on our job. All that has got an impact on our work environment. You should be able to overcome all that, bounce back, whatever changes that come your way. You should be able to take that as a challenge and meaningfully resolve, move on, and keep moving on. Teamwork. You should be able to work with teams. Very importantly, you will be with small teams, or your team will be reporting to another team, and you should be able to coordinate work, and you should be able to work with teams, and you should be also able to coordinate work among your teams. Attention to detail, that too in a technological advancement that is taking place. You should be able to attend to detail while using technology or non-technological tools that you're using. You should be able to attend to detail and take it forward. Initiative. You should be having that initiative to take forward. You should be the person to take it forward. You should be willing to take it forward. That is what initiative is. So whenever there is a project that comes across, you should be able to have a perspective and take it forward, take the initiative to move on with it by saying that you will take it forward. And you can take it forward if you have the initiative. Networking, that too in a context where we are becoming highly globalized and global teams are there. You'll have to expand your network. You'll have to expand the people whom you know, whom you work with. And you need to expand your help and support system. So networking plays a very important role in harnessing the social capital that is there within the spaces of interaction, and try to move on as you network and make it enlarged and comprehensive, so that you should be also able to manage it properly. So you should be constantly following it up, and you should be able to give and take what is required. Networking becomes a very important skill in this context. Then cultural competence. You should be able to you should be competent enough to adapt to changing cultures. At one point you may be working in a place where you are, or sometimes you might have to work offshore somewhere else. So there are people with different cultures, cultural backgrounds who come across. So you should be able to adapt to it. Financial literacy. Of course, you should be able to manage finances. Sales skills. You should be able to market yourself, market your product. Project management. Any given project, you should be able to manage it appropriately. Any given project, you should be able to manage it appropriately, and project management becomes a very crucial skill. Negotiation skills. How will you negotiate? How will you resolve? How will you create a win-win situation becomes a very, very important skill. Presentation. What's the point in knowing something and not knowing how to present it? So you should have proper presentation skills. You should have proper language and proper content so that you present well. Research skills. Research skills. You should have the capacity to do research, either desktop research or field research, whatever comes your way, you should be able to do it and arrive at proper solutions based on your research. Ethics and integrity. This is a very, very important factor that you will have to keep in mind. Ethics. Maintaining ethics in whatever that you do. Maintain integrity. You should be a well integrated person. You should not be losing your integrity for the sake of something. You should be able to manage it. You should be able to move on as a person who maintains integrity. Integrity is, come what may, you stand by your values. You stand by the organizational values and you support your values and the values of the organization. And in a way, you are a well integrated person. And it doesn't mean that you should support values that go against your values, but you need to be maintaining the integrity and you need to be ethical in your behavior. And this is where I thought I should be emphasizing on the employability skills. Hope I've done some justice. Thank you very much for listening. Keep subscribing, keep sharing the resources with your friends so that they also learn and progress along with. Thank you. Thank you for being with Just Start. Thank you very much.